dear students, welcome back to your favorite channel NEET World. This is Vasavi Ma'am, your biology educator. Yes, so students, in the previous session we have started discussing about the second chapter, right? So from the first unit, human anatomy and physiology of your second year zoology syllabus, we have started discussing about the breathing and exchange of gases. It is a second chapter from the first unit, right my dear students? Yes. So under the physiology of the breathing and exchange of gases, we have understood, okay, we have discussed so many things, yes. So before starting the today's particular session, today I am here to announce you about the special programs of our institute NEET World, right? Yes. So in our institute NEET World, we have channelized three special programs, yes. So 2 steps to medicine, this is especially for the 11th standard students, okay. So you can enroll by paying the fee of 3,333 rupees my dear students, okay. So it is for 1 month and it is completely online, yes. And next when it comes to the, yes, 1 step to medicine, it is especially for the students of 12th standard students, okay. And the fee structure is same for all the 3 special programs. You can just enroll by paying 333, yes. So the fee structure is very feasible and minimal, I can say my dear students, yes. So without wasting the time, just quickly enroll, yes, just quickly enroll into this. And next one, coming towards the power step to medicine, it is a repeater course. It is especially for the students who are preparing for the long term and who want to crack the NEET examination, right. So again the fee structure is 333, yes. So it is a very affordable and minimal price, yes. So without wasting the time, just please enroll my dear students, yes. So without any delay, let's get started with the today's particular session, yes. So breathing and exchange of gases, okay, breathing and exchange of gases under this particular chapter, already we have done with few most interesting and important topics, right. So in the previous class we have understood about the general introduction of the respiration, right my dear students, yes. So we have understood about the respiration, and next one we have also learned in detail about the external respiration, which is also called as the ventilation, and next one we have seen about the internal respiration, right. So what happens in the internal respiration my dear students, okay, the exchange of gases is going to take place in between the blood tissues and lungs, right. But when it comes to the external respiration, there is no involvement of the tissues, okay. So it is just the exchange of gases in between the environment and the lungs, okay. And next one is cellular respiration, which takes place inside the cell. We have also, yes, we have also understood about each and everything in detail, yes. And next one, coming towards the types of respiration, we have learned, yes, we have learned about the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, okay, yes. So this is what we have learned in the previous class my dear students. So that session was very easy to understand to all of you, yes. So coming towards the today's particular session, okay. So the today's particular session is very interesting, where we are going to learn about the different types of respiratory organs, okay, yes. So let me make a note here. So all the students who are watching this session in online, just yes, just please note down whatever the points I am writing over here, yes. When it comes to the respiratory organs, okay, so as usual, okay, so as you all know, the lungs are the main respiratory organs when it comes to the human beings, right my dear students. But apart from that, today we are going to see different types of respiratory organs in different living organisms, right. So it is not necessary and there is no rule that each and every organism is going to have the lungs, okay. So it is not true my dear students. So different organisms are going to possess different respiratory organs for the respiration, okay, yes. So in the different types of respiratory organs, we are going to learn today about, yes, okay, we are going to learn about the skin, okay. We will see how the respiration is going to be performed with the help of the skin. And next one, gills, okay. Next we are going to see about the tracheal system, right my dear students. So these all are the different types of respiratory organs in different living organisms, okay. And next we are also going to look into the book gills and book lungs, okay, yes. book gills and book lungs. Clear my dear students? Yes. So these are all the different types of respiratory organs, okay. So we will look into each and everything, its structure and its mechanism also my dear students, okay. So this is very most important for the NEET point of view, okay. Yes. So in your Telugu Academy standard books, okay, you already have regarding these particular topics, okay, they have mentioned clearly about all these different respiratory organs. But today in this session we will look in detail how actually each and every organ is going to work, how it is going to take place, how the exchange of gases is going to take place in all these organs, okay. So we will learn the mechanism of each and every respiratory organs, right. Yes. So now next one, coming towards the human respiratory organs, okay. So next coming towards the respiratory organs in human beings, okay. So students, all the students who are watching this particular session, please just stay tuned until the session gets end, because these are the most crucial and important topics which are important for the NEET point of view as well as, okay. Yes. And next when it comes to the respiratory organs in humans, okay, we will learn many things in order wise my dear students, okay. Yes. So without any delay, first let's complete the different types of respiratory organs. Yes. So look into this now. Yes. Yes students. Yes. So coming towards the characteristics of the respiratory organs, okay. So students, so it doesn't mean that the organs, okay, it doesn't mean that the respiratory organs are just mean for the exchange of gases, but apart from this there are some main specialized characteristic features, okay. Yes. So it is going to possess some important characteristic features to perform and to exchange the gases, okay. So now we will see what are the characteristic features, right. So my characteristic feature is to teach you, right, and your characteristic feature is to learn whatever the things I am going to say, right. So same in this way the organs, okay, the respiratory organs are also going to have a special characteristic features which will help for the exchange of gases, okay. So it is most important the characteristic features that you all need to remember it and you all need to be in thorough with this my dear students. Yes. So look into this now. Yes. So respiratory surface and respiratory medium, okay. So these two are the most important characteristic features. Yes. So when it comes to the respiratory surface, okay, so it is nothing but the surface, okay, the surface area of the respiratory organ where actually the gaseous exchange is going to take place. It should be very thin and it should be very delicate and moist, okay. So right my dear students, suppose if these are the lungs, okay, yes, suppose if these are the lungs, okay. So the diagrammatic part is not that much good my dear students, but just please understand the concept, okay. Yes. So these are the lungs of the human beings, okay. So generally these are the respiratory organs in us, okay. So here the characteristic feature of the respiratory organs is the organs should be surrounded by the, okay, the surrounding area of the organs should be highly vascularized, okay. So let me draw the vascularized tissue with the red color, okay. So it is nothing but the respiratory organs, the surface area of the respiratory organs must be very thin, okay. The surface area of these respiratory organs must be thin and it should be surrounded with the high vascular tissues, okay. It should be surrounded with the blood and it should be surrounded with the, yes, with many tissues, okay. Yes. So why we are calling it as, and why there is a need to thin, okay, and why there is a need and what is the reason that the respiratory organs should be very thin my dear students, because when the respiratory organs, when the organs of the respiratory system are very thin and very delicate, then easily the gaseous exchange is going to take place and easily the gases are going to diffuse in and out from the body, right. Did you going the point? Yes. So look into this, the surface at which the gaseous exchanges takes place, it should be large, okay, it should be large. And the next one, the organs should be very thin, okay, it should be very thin and must be vascular, okay. The respiratory organs should be surrounded highly with the vascular tissues, and next one, the organ of the respiratory system should be very thin Okay, when it is thin and when it is surrounded with the vascular tissues, then easily the gaseous exchange is going to take place, and easily we can diffuse the oxygen into our body, and then easily it is going to transport to the entire body, my dear students. Okay, so this is the most important characteristic features. Okay, what it is? The organs should be very thin and it should be surrounded entirely with the more number of vascular tissues. Okay, so why it should be thin? Actually, to diffuse the gases and to exchange the gases easily. Yes, and next one, coming towards the respiratory medium. Yes, what does it mean actually? So respiratory medium, it is in the sense, okay, so now we all are humans. Okay, so all the students who are watching this session, you as well as me, okay, so it is not necessary to both of us to have the respiratory organs and to have the to have them only rarer medium. Okay, rarer medium in the sense air. Okay, so there are some organisms which are going to live inside the water. Okay, so there are some aquatic organisms, and we are the humans, we usually live on the earth and we usually live on the land, right? So what is the respiratory medium for us? Okay, so now I am taking the class continuously and I am speaking each and everything continuously, right, my dear students? So now what is the medium for us? Air only, right? So there are some organisms, okay, which are going to live inside the water. Okay, so we are the humans where we are living on the land, but apart from this there are many organisms which are aquatic, okay, and many organisms which are terrestrial. But if suppose if I am the fish and if I am going to live inside the water, then what is the medium to me? Okay, so obviously water, just now I have said. Okay, so water will be the medium. So water will be the denser medium for aquatic organisms. Okay, suppose if I am the fish, then the respiratory medium for me, it will be obviously water. Okay, so that water, okay, the fish which is living in the water and which is performing the respiration, so the medium for the fish is going to be the denser medium. Okay, denser medium in the sense, okay, the water. And next one, when it comes to the rarer medium, it will be obviously air, right, my dear students? So now here comes the most interesting question. So in which medium we can easily exchange the gases, and in which medium the respiration we can easily perform? So all the online students, can any one of you answer which will be the easy for us to take the process of respiration? Okay, yes, so obviously the air. Okay, so we can now I am talking continuously and we can easily respire, right? We can easily do the breathing process and we can easily inhale and exhale only in the air. Okay, only in the presence of the air as the medium. Okay, it is nothing but the rarer medium. Rarer medium in the sense the process of the respiration which takes place on the earth by the involvement of the air as the medium, right? So apart from this, there are some organisms which are going to live inside the water. Okay, usually aquatic. In aquatic organisms, the denser medium is the respiratory medium for them, but for us the respiratory medium is the air, right? So now here comes the question, the respiration process and the respiration mechanism is very easy in the rarer medium only. It means when we are going to perform the respiration in the presence of air as a medium, then it becomes very easy to us. Okay, but the denser medium, in the denser medium the respiration process becomes very complicated, my dear students. Okay, we cannot easily get the oxygen very fast. Okay, we are going to look about it in the next upcoming slide. Yes, see here, oxygen dissolved in the air and water. Okay, we can find the oxygen in the air also as well as in the water also. Okay, so thus water and air are the source of oxygen. Okay, so the organisms which will live in the water, they also require the respiration process and they also require the oxygen, right? So both the water and air are the main mediums. Okay, these two are the mediums for oxygen. And next one, for the animals, okay, hence both acts as the respiratory mediums. Okay, rarer medium and denser medium. In the rarer medium, air is going to be present, and in denser medium we can find the water. So both are the sources of the oxygen. And yes, next one, yes students, and next inside the body an internal respiratory medium is also found. Okay. So, leave from this and next focusing into this particular point. Okay. So, inside the body. So, this is usually the respiratory surface and the respiratory medium. So, okay. So, when we are going to inhale, after that where we need to transport the oxygen, my dear students? We need to transport the oxygen to the tissues and blood. Okay. So, there is another internal medium in our body. Okay. So, that is what the statement is. Yes. So, this internal respiratory medium is tissue, fluid and the blood. Okay. So, it is not that just inhaling the oxygen and stopping. Next step. Okay. So, the next step is we need to transport the oxygen to the tissues as well as the blood. Okay. These all we have discussed, and next one. So, but the characteristic features are important. Okay. The main characteristic feature is, first the organ should be very thin and it should be supplied with the vascular tissues, it should be supplied with the rich number of the blood vessels. Okay. And next it should be thin. So, these are the main characteristic features, because to supply the gaseous exchange, okay, to make the gaseous exchange easily, we require this particular characteristic. Okay. Then only we can perform the respiration very easily. And next one is respiratory mediums. We have the rarer medium where we can see the air. Okay, we can't see the air. So, in the rarer medium air is going to be present, and when it comes to the denser medium water is present, right. So, both the water and the air are the main sources of the oxygen. So, both acts as a respiratory medium. For us air is a respiratory medium, but when it comes to the aquatic animals, the oxygen is the respiratory medium, right. But the respiration process becomes easy for us as we are in the air medium, right, but it becomes more complicated for the organisms which will live in the water. Yes. So, now next coming towards the different types of respiratory organs. Okay. So, this is most important, we can expect the questions in NEET from these particular concepts. Okay. From these particular different types of respiratory organs, we can get the questions in NEET. Okay. So, because students, can you remember in your first year zoology syllabus you have learned in detail about the animal diversity 1 and 2. Okay. Yes. So, under the animal diversity 1, we have seen the complete general characteristic features of each and every organism. Okay. We have learned about the body segments of the organism, we have understood about the fertilization. Okay, we have also understood about the type of respiration. Okay, we have understood and we have learned in first year regarding the respiratory organs, but here in this session I am going to give you and I am going to explain you the mechanism of the respiratory organs. Okay, different types. Yes. So, now different types of respiratory organs, it is most important, my dear students. For the IPE point of view, no need to learn this particular concept, but for the NEET point of view and for the APSET point of view, you need to be in thorough with the mechanism. The mechanism is same in each and every organism, but you need to understand how actually it is going to work. Okay. Yes. For NEET and APSET, okay, the respiratory organs, it is most important. Okay. Yes. So, without any delay, let us have a look on each and every respiratory organ in different types of organisms. Okay. So, first one, skin. Okay. Right, my dear students. So, first coming towards the skin. Okay. So, the respiration through the skin. So, before explaining, before learning about this, first let's understand. In some protozoans like amoeba and euglena, they are unicellular, right, my dear students. So, there only single cell is present and that single cell is involved in doing many number of activities. Okay. So, the respiration and excretion, each and everything is going to be taking place by the help of a single cell, right. So, that is not necessary here, but now coming towards the skin. Okay. So, the skin is the, we cannot say the skin as an organ, but the skin is the respiratory part. Okay. So, the skin is the respiratory part. Okay. So, it is the respiratory part in some organisms like earthworm and leeches. Okay. So, it is a beautiful earthworm and it is a beautiful leech. Okay. So, students, always I am going to explain you. Okay. So, whenever I am explaining about any organism, I am going to feel that particular organism as very good and beautiful, because when we feel the things as beautiful and good, then only we can learn them in easiest way and in an interesting way. Okay. Yes. So this is one of the very cutest earthworm and very beautiful leech here. So now when it comes to the type of respiration, okay. So in these two organisms, the respiratory part is skin, okay. So they can exchange the gases and they can perform the respiration with the help of the skin, okay. So now look into this now. So the process of respiration, okay, yes. So the process of respiration which takes place through the skin is called as cutaneous respiration, okay. The respiration which takes place with the help of the skin, it is called as the cutaneous respiration, yes. So already you have learned about this in your 6th standard, 7th, 8th standards, but again they have given in your standard textbooks because it is important for the entrance point of view, yes. Next, coming to these two particular points, see here, skin is the only respiratory organ, okay, when it comes to the annelids, okay, when it comes to the segmented body worms, okay. So these particular worms are going to show the respiration by the help of the skin, okay. They are not going to have any well developed respiratory organs like we have, but they have only the skin as a source of respiration. And the nature of the skin is very moist, okay. First of all, the skin of the annelids, okay, the skin of this particular earthworm and the leech, it is very moist. And next one, it is very thin and it is naked and permeable and well vascularized for the respiration. So what does it mean, my dear students? Already we have seen in the general characteristic, okay, we have seen in the characteristic features of the respiratory organs, right. So it may be any organism that respiratory process, during that particular process, the organs of the respiration, okay, the main respiratory organs, it should be surrounded and it should be supplied with the vascular tissues, okay, it should be highly supplied and it should be highly vascularized, okay. So then only easily the gaseous exchange is going to take place, okay. So here the skin is very thin and moist and it is very permeable and it is very naked, okay. And here below the skin inside the body, it is highly vascularized, okay, the blood supply is going to takes place, okay. So when it is highly vascularized, the skin easily takes the carbon dioxide and easily it sends to the tissues and blood, okay, and then next from there it is going to be circulated to the entire body of the organism. So this is the main characteristic features that every organism is going to have, yes. Next one, look into this, my dear students, most important thing, yes. So already you have the idea regarding this because you have studied in the respiratory system of the cockroach in your first year zoology, right. See now, it is about the tracheal system, okay. So what is tracheal system, my dear students? Yes. So tracheal system, it is a type of respiratory system which we can see in some arthropods, okay. So under the phylum Arthropoda, all the insects are going to have the respiratory organs, and the special respiratory system we can say, that is nothing but the tracheal system, okay, yes. So usually we also have the trachea, my dear students, okay, but we have only one trachea, but when it comes to the insects, they have many number of tracheas, okay, they have many number of the trachea and they have all the tracheas are going to give rise to many tubules, okay, those are called as tracheoles. So all these trachea and the tracheoles, they are going to communicate to one another for the exchange of gases, right. So now look here, see, yes. So first look into this particular slide, okay, so it is very easy to understand, yes. So here it is a cockroach or mosquito, whatever it may be. So these are the insects, okay. So all the members under the phylum Arthropoda, they are going to have the tracheal system as a respiratory system, okay. They perform the respiration by the help of the tracheal system. See here, so this is the body. So this is just exoskeleton of the cockroach or else, yes. So generally the exoskeleton of the cockroach is cuticle, right. So for this body, okay, for the exoskeleton, there we can see some small tubules, okay, not tubules, we can find some small openings, small holes are going to be present, right. So with the help of these holes, okay, with the help of these holes, we are going to call it as the spiracles, my dear students, okay. So usually the openings are going to be attached, the openings are going to be attached to the exoskeleton of the organisms under the phylum Arthropoda and in many insects, okay, like mosquito and grasshopper and next one like cockroach. So all these members perform the respiration by the tracheal system. Okay, yes. So to that body surface, a small openings, small hole like openings we can find, and that we are going to call it as the spiracles. Okay. So clear with this particular thing? Yes. Next, look into this particular image. Yes. So these are the openings. We can call it as the spiracles. Okay. So the spiracles are the main area. Okay. So the spiracles are the major source where it can transport the oxygen. Okay. So where it transports the oxygen and where it can release the carbon dioxide. Right, my dear students? See now, this is the opening. Okay. So this is the hole that we call it as the spiracle, which is attached to the exoskeleton or which is attached to the body of the organism. And from here, okay, from here where the gaseous is going to be transported, it is going to reach to the trachea. Okay, and the trachea is going to give arise, okay, from the trachea many tubules are going to be arised that are called as tracheoles. Can you see? So here it is only a one tube. So it is going to give rise to many other tubules, those are called as tracheoles. Okay. So from the tracheoles, here it is going to give, okay, it is going to transport the oxygen to the body cells and the tissues, right. Again in the same way, the carbon dioxide is going to be come out from the trachea. Okay, the carbon dioxide is going to come out from the spiracles. Now clear, my dear students. So spiracles are the hole like structures. Okay, these are the major source actually from where it is going to enter, from where the oxygen is going to enter. Okay, later it is going to be transported to the trachea, and the next trachea gives rise to many tubules called as tracheoles. From the tracheoles the oxygen gets transported and it is going to give the oxygen to the body cells and the tissues. Okay. So in return what we are going to get? In return we are going to get the carbon dioxide from the same place or else from the any other spiracle openings. Okay. So the spiracles are the main source actually from where the oxygen enters and from where the carbon dioxide is going to come outside. Clear? So students, yes. So the insects are going to have many tracheas. Okay. So we can say the tracheal system. Why we are calling it as a tracheal system? Because many branches of trachea we can find. So where they are, tracheas are going to intercommunicate with one another for the exchange of gases. But we have only one trachea. Okay. So now let me know whether we have more developed or the insects have more developed. Obviously we are more developed, my dear students, when it comes to the respiratory system, because we have the lungs for the exchange of gases. Yes. So now look into this particular slide. Yes. See here. See, what are these openings, my dear students? Those are the spiracles, right? So from the spiracles what it is entering inside the trachea? Yes. See, these are the trachea. These are the spiracles. Here oxygen is entering into the trachea, and the trachea is going to give rise to many other branching tubules called as tracheoles, and from the tracheoles oxygen is going to be transported to the blood tissues and the cells, and next from the blood cells and the tissues the oxygen is going to be transported to the entire body of the organism. In some things, okay, in some organisms like mosquito, cockroach and grasshopper, all these organisms are going to have the tracheal system as a source of respiration. In return we are going to get the carbon dioxide from the spiracle, which is going to emit out from the spiracle. Clear? Yes. So now next one, yes students. So next look into this particular slide, gills. Okay, so one of the most interesting thing to understand, my dear students. So now the beautiful fishes which are present in your aquarium, so we will learn about them, how actually they are going to perform the respiration, right? So now, yes. So now clearly focus here, my dear students. So the gills, okay, the fishes are going to perform the respiration by the help of the gills. Okay. So look into this particular slide very carefully and listen to me whatever I am going to explain you. Yes. So it is very interesting to learn, my dear students. So please don't be confused. Yes, I will choose. Okay. So look here now. Yes. So these are the gills usually. Okay. So the fishes are going to perform the respiration by the help of the gills, and the gills are usually, okay, they are going to contain the feathery structures. Okay, can you see here? So these all are the feathery structures. Okay, these are the some long projections, some long feathery projections. So we are going to call these projections as the gill filaments. Okay, yes, let me write here. Yes, so these are the gill filaments, right? Yes, so usually it is going to have like this. Okay, so these all are the gill filaments. These are very feathery structures, and the gill filaments and the gills are surrounded, and they are going to be have the rich blood supply, my dear students. Okay, the surface area of the gills are surrounded by the it is very highly vascularized, and it is supplied with the rich blood source. Okay, the blood is supplied continuously around the gills, and the surface area is also very large. Okay, so this is a characteristic feature which will help for the gills to takes place. Okay, for the exchange of the gases. Now look here. Yes, so these are the gill filaments. Okay, so these are the gill filaments. All the gill filaments are attached to the bony structure. Okay, that is called as the gill arc. Okay, so gill arc is a bony structure to which the feathery structures of gill filaments are going to be attached. Okay, so now look here, my dear students. Yes, so now how these gill filaments, how the gills are going to be present in the fish. Okay, so now easily these gill filaments are going to be present like this. Okay, so slowly just take the filaments and just attach over here. Yes, so these are present in this way. Clear? So all the gill filaments are going to be attached to the bony structure that is called as gill arc, right? So now what actually the fish is going to do with the help of the gills? Okay, so just one thing you all remember, my dear students, gill filaments are the long feathery finger like projections. Okay, these are very elongated, and these all are attached to the gill arcs. Okay, and the surface area of the gills is very large, and it is supplied with the richest blood supply. Okay, we can say richest, the surface area of the gills is going to have the richest blood supply. So now just observe to the this particular fish. Okay, yes. So what actually it is doing here? Okay, right, my dear students, what it is doing here? It is continuously opening its mouth and continuously it is closing, right? So continuously it is opening and closing its mouth, right? So the fish, okay, what is the respiratory medium for the fish? It is a denser medium, right? So in the denser medium, yes. So when it comes to the denser medium, so it becomes very complicated to perform the respiration, my dear students. Okay, so now as we are humans, we can easily inhale and exhale. Okay, we can easily inhale the oxygen and we can easily exhale the carbon dioxide. But when it comes to the aquatic organisms, it becomes very complicated for them to perform the respiration continuously. Okay, so that is the reason, see here, continuously it is opening and closing the mouth. Now when it, yes, when it opens the mouth, okay, when the fish is going to open the mouth, it is going to extract the oxygen. Okay, when it is going to open the mouth, what it is going to do, my dear students? See, it is very interesting mechanism. Okay, so all the online students, don't feel bored to learn this particular mechanism. They have given in your standard textbooks because it is very important, right? Yes. So now, so when the fish mouth is going to be opened, okay, when the fish is going to open the mouth, then what it is going to do actually, in the sense, it is going to extract the oxygen. Okay, when the mouth of the fish is going to open, it is going to extract the dissolved oxygen present inside the water. Okay, so the water is going to contain the oxygen here. Okay, so it is water, that is the reason I am using the blue color. Yes, so it is going to contain the water. Yes, it is going to contain the oxygen in the water. So when the mouth of the fish opens, easily the oxygen is going to enter. Okay, the oxygen is going to enter inside the mouth. Okay, and next one, where the oxygen is going to be transported later, whether it is going to transport to the stomach or heart? No. Okay, because from the mouth, whenever the oxygen is going to enter, next it is going to give, okay, next it is going to be transported to the gills. Okay, why gills, my dear students? Because the gills are going to be surrounded with the high, okay, these are surrounded, and these are it is going to have the large surface area, and next it is supplied and it is surrounded entirely with the high and richest blood supply, right? So whenever it is going to take the oxygen, whenever it is going to take the dissolved oxygen from the water, then easily that oxygen is going to be taken by, then easily that oxygen is going to be transported to the gills, and the gills are going to be contained, okay, the gills are going to contain the blood vessels, and then easily the oxygen diffuses into the blood vessels, okay, and the next easily it is going to circulate to the entire body, okay. So now, yes, I think you have got one doubt, because we are talking continuously about the transport of the oxygen, okay. So it is easy, from the water it takes the oxygen, from the water it extracts the oxygen, and next it gives the oxygen to the gills, because the gills are going to contain the blood vessels, which will help in transporting it to the body. So now, from where the carbon dioxide is going to be ejected out, from where the carbon dioxide is going to be sent out from the gills, okay. So the heart of the fishes, okay. So in the fishes, okay, the heart of the fishes are going to contain the deoxygenated blood, okay. Yes, listen to me my dear students, yes. So in the fishes, the heart of the fishes are going to contain the deoxygenated blood, okay. So whenever the fish opens the mouth, it extracts the oxygen, okay, it extracts the oxygen. Next the oxygen is going to be transported to the blood vessels, and from there it is going to transport to the entire body, and in return, okay, in return what it gives? In return it gives the carbon dioxide, okay, in return it gives the carbon dioxide, and it is going to be sent out in this way, okay. The heart is going to contain the deoxygenated blood, okay, and from the mouth, okay, from the mouth it takes the oxygen, okay, it takes the dissolved oxygen from the water, and next one it gives the oxygen to the gills, okay, the gills are going to transport the oxygen to the entire body, and in return the carbon dioxide is going to be sent out from the heart, okay. Heart is going to contain deoxygenated blood, and the gills is going to contain the oxygenated blood, okay. Yes. So now once again look here my dear students, yes. So whenever, yes, so yes students, so once look into this. So whenever this particular fish is going to open the mouth, okay, when the fish opens its mouth, it is going to extract the oxygen, right. But here the interesting thing is, there is one opposite mechanism, okay. So when it opens the mouth, the gills, okay, the gills are going to be closed, but when the gills opens, the mouth is going to be, yes, when the gills is going to open, the mouth closes, and when the mouth is going to close, the gills are going to be open, right. So once just look here, so here, yes, so here the mouth, okay, so here the mouth of the fish is opened when the gills are closed, yes. So students just simply observe this particular fish, then it becomes easy to you to understand the concept, okay, yes. So here these are the gills, okay, so it is the mouth, right. So it opened the mouth, okay, the mouth of the fish is opened, then the gills are going to close. Can you see the gills opened here? No, okay. So when the mouth is going to open, then all the dissolved oxygen which is present inside the water, it easily takes it, and then easily the blood vessels present in the gills, it is going to be circulated to the entire body. And next one, next when the mouth of the gills is going to close, okay, yes. So it is supposed to close the mouth, yes. When the mouth of the gills is going to close, then easily the gills are going to be opened, okay. So when the gills and when the operculum is going to be opened, then easily carbon dioxide from the heart is going to be sent out, okay, yes. So this is most important mechanism. So that is the reason I have put efforts to make you to understand, yes, same efforts you all need to put to understand the concept my dear students, okay, yes. So next one is buccopharyngeal lining, yes. So yes students, next type of respiration is buccopharyngeal lining, yes. So actually we can observe this type of respiration usually in the frog, okay. So frog is a versatile organism which can perform the respiration through the yes, skin, which can perform the respiration through the buccopharyngeal cavity, and next which can also perform the respiration through the lungs also, okay. So whenever it is on the whenever it is on the land, then it performs the respiration by the lungs, and whenever it is in the water, then it is going to perform the respiration by the skin, okay. Usually it is an amphibian which can live on both the terrestrial land, okay, which can live on both the land as well as on the water. So now The type of respiration, okay, the type of respiration in frogs is buccopharyngeal, okay, it performs the respiration with the help of buccopharyngeal cavity, okay, it means it performs the respiration from the buccal cavity, okay. So, what is buccopharyngeal cavity, my dear students? So, just answer me, what is buccopharyngeal cavity? The buccal cavity and the pharynx, okay. So, both of them together called as the buccopharyngeal cavity, yes. So, now just go on observing this particular frog, what actually it is doing here, okay. So, can you see here, my dear students? Yes. So, now just look into this. Okay. So, here first just try to observe this. Yes. So, this is the lowest part. Okay. So, this is actually the buccopharyngeal cavity. Yes. I think the color is not good. Yes. Let me choose the yellow. Okay. So, it is actually the frog is only yellow color and it is in the shade of yellow and greenish. So, I am going to choose white color, my dear students. Yes. So, can you see now? Okay. So, this is the buccopharyngeal cavity, okay, buccal cavity plus pharynx is called as the buccopharyngeal cavity. So, the frog, okay, the frog is going to perform this type of respiration with the help of buccopharyngeal cavity, okay. So, usually in the rainy seasons they are going to make some sounds, okay, the frogs are going to make some different types of sounds. So, what is the reason behind this? In the sense, whenever it is going to take the oxygen, the buccopharyngeal cavity, it is going to increase its size, okay, the buccopharyngeal cavity it blows like this and it increases. So, whenever it is going to give the carbon dioxide back to the environment, then it is going to perform the sound, okay. Usually in the rainy season we can observe this particular type of sounds which is performed by the frog, that is usually by the help of the buccopharyngeal cavity. It easily takes, okay, it is going to take the oxygen from the surrounding environment, and next it is going, the buccopharyngeal cavity is going to increase, okay. Then whenever it is going to give back the carbon dioxide to the environment, then the size of the buccopharyngeal cavity decreases, and at that time it is going to make the sounds tar, okay, something. Yes. So, yes, can you see? See now, see, okay, it is increasing and it is decreasing, okay. Whenever it is inhaling the oxygen, the buccopharyngeal cavity increases, and whenever it gives the carbon dioxide back, and easily the buccopharyngeal cavity compresses, okay. So, this is all about the buccopharyngeal type of respiration in the frogs. Next, coming towards the book lungs, okay. So, what are book lungs actually? Yes. So, what are book lungs, my dear students? Yes. So, book lungs are, first of all understand the statement, then again I am going to show you the visual, okay. So, book lungs are generally nothing but these are the chambers containing a series of thin vesicular parallel lamellae arranged like the pages of the book, okay. So, it is easy to understand, just focus on this particular slide, okay. Yes. So, these are the book lungs, okay. So, these are the book lungs which is going to have a series of vesicularized lamellae, okay. Yes. So, it means, look into the diagram, my dear students. Yes. So, these are the structure, okay. So, usually it is the structure of the book lungs which is going to have a series of lamellae. Can you find? So, these are the series of lamellae arranged parallelly to one another, and these are going to have the large surface area, and next one it is supplied with the blood, okay. It is supplied with the blood. So, in which organisms we can actually observe this type, okay, in which organisms we can find the book lungs? We are calling it as the book lungs in the sense, so actually it is not going to have the lungs, my dear students, but the structures which are involved in the respiration, the series pattern, okay, the series of the parallel arrangement of these, yes, the series of the parallel arrangement of these particular lamellae, okay. So, usually it is going to give the appearance like the lung, but it is not the lung, okay. So, when all these series are arranged parallelly, then it is going to give the appearance like the book, okay. So, the appearance like the book and the appearance of the lung like structures, usually we call it as the book lungs, okay. So, now see how the mechanism is going to take place, okay, from where the oxygen it is going to receive, see here. So, here is the opening, so here is the spiracle opening, okay. So, from here it is going to take the oxygen, okay. From here it is going to take the oxygen, and next one, see here, these all are the series of the blood vessels, and easily this oxygen is going to be transported, okay. So, easily these all the lamellae are going to take the oxygen, and next it is going to transport to the entire body of the organism, okay. So, this is about the book lungs, okay. So, students, just note down, definitely you are going to get the question in NEET, okay. Okay. In which organisms we can find the book lungs, in which class we can find the respiratory organs like book lungs, okay. Or else you can get the question in this way, the book lungs are present in the class of, okay. So, the options will be of many things, so you should choose the right option. We can find the book lungs in the class Arachnida, okay. Class Arachnida, okay. So, this is the class under the phylum Arthropoda, okay. So, under the phylum Arthropoda we can find this particular class, that is nothing but the Arachnida. So, in the class Arachnida we can see the different types of organisms, okay. We can see different types of organisms like spider, okay, ticks, mites. So, these all are the organisms which are placed under the class Arachnida, right. So, clear with the book lungs, my dear students. Book lungs, what are book lungs, okay. So, they are going to have the series of the lamellae which are arranged one another in a parallel way, okay. So, due to this parallel arrangement they give the appearance like the book, and the complete structure is generally in the appearance like the atrium, okay. So, not atrium, so generally it is in the appearance like the lungs, okay. So, that is the reason we are calling it as the book lungs. So, here are the spiracles through which easily it can take the oxygen, and next one easily it is going to, the blood vessels are easily going to take the what? Oxygen. In return what they are going to give? They are going to give the carbon dioxide back. This is very important, my dear students. Definitely you are going to get the question in NEET. Yes. And next one, coming towards the next particular type of organs, book gills, okay. So, what are book gills now? Okay, book lungs you have understood. So, now book gills are nothing but, so first we will see in which organism actually we can find this. Yes. So, these are found in the, yes, let me choose another color. Yes. Yes, students. So, yes, so these are found in horseshoe crabs, okay, that consist of the membranous folds arranged like the levels of the book, okay. So, what it is actually, look into this, then easily you are going to get the concept, okay. Can you see here? Yes, students. So, can you see this particular arrangement here? So, these are called as the book gills, okay. So, these are the book gills, okay. So, is it visible to all of you? Yes. So, these are the book gills, okay. So, book gills are the feathery structures, okay. These are usually the feathery structures which are going to open and close, okay. So, these are the feathery structures which are arranged in a series one after the other. So, that is the reason they are going to give the appearance like the, yes, book gills, okay. So, can you see these are arranged like the pages, okay. These are arranged like the book pages, okay. These are arranged like the book pages, that is the reason we are calling it as the book gills, okay. Book lungs are different and book gills are different, okay. In book lungs, series of lamellae are arranged parallelly to one another, it takes the oxygen, then next it is going to transport it, and in return it gives the carbon dioxide. But when it comes to the book gills, it is going to have the feathery structures, okay. It is going to have, see here, it is going to have the membranous folds arranged like the levels of the book, okay. Can you see here? These are arrangement like the books, okay, one above the other. So, this is about the book gills that we can find, okay, that we can find in the king crab, okay, we can find in the crab. And next one, book gills are found in the king crab, it is most important, okay. Book lungs and book gills are most important for the NEET point of view, because already you have learned about in the animal diversity 1, that chapter is also highest priority for the NEET, okay. So, definitely we may expect the questions from these two respiratory organs, yes. Yes, students. So, this is all about the different types of respiratory organs in different organisms, okay. Yes. So, we have understood in depth about the gills, we have learned about the cutaneous respiration and buccopharyngeal respiration, book lungs and book gills, tracheal system especially, okay. So, these all are the different types of respiratory organs, yes. So, in the next upcoming live session, we are going to discuss about the respiratory organs in humans. Okay. So, that is most interesting and most important for both IPE as well as NEET. Yes. So, do not miss the live sessions, my dear students. These live sessions will be continued every day. Okay. So, every day first year and second year zoology syllabus is going to run on live. Okay. Yes. So, stay tuned with the NEET world. Yes. So, yes, again here is the most important news to all of you, my dear students. Yes. So, in our institute we have already launched the 3 special programs. Okay. Yes. 2 steps to medicine, 1 step to medicine and power step to medicine. So, to all the 3 special programs, the fee structure is very minimal and affordable, but for the 2 steps to medicine, this is for the 11th standard students. You can enroll by paying the fee for 1 month 3,333 rupees, and next one step to medicine, it is for the 12th standard students. Okay. And power step to medicine is a repeater course. So, the fee structure is same, my dear students, and from the July 1st, okay, NEET long term classes are going to be commenced in our institute NEET world, and if you want to know more in detail about the offline mode of classes for the NEET long term courses and EAP set long term courses and JEE Mains, you can just contact on the given number below here, my dear students. Yes. So, meet you in the next upcoming live session. Stay tuned with the NEET world, enjoy the lectures and try to understand wherever you are going to miss the concepts. Okay. So, just please watch all the live sessions. Yes, thank you.